There's been a lot of UFO news around the world over the past week or so, with a new Nimitz UFO witness coming forward. And we're going to be checking that out amongst other things in today's video. So let's get started with Sean Kirkpatrick first. So you might know Sean Kirkpatrick because he was the former head of ARROW, alright, which is the the Pentagon's Department of UFO Information. Basically, they verify UFO encounters and stuff. But he's been caught lying, which obviously is no surprise when it comes to ARROW, but back in March of 2024, so a few months ago, he was stated as saying, "Where I left with ARROW was to take the analysis of NASA, double-check everybody, and then put that out." That was in March 2024. And then in July of 2024, he said, "I haven't even looked at NASA's analysis." So here he states that his job was to double-check the double-checking, and then everyone double-checks each other's double-check. But then he's come out and said, well, actually, I didn't even bother checking that kind of stuff, which obviously is no surprise. So the former head of ARROW, Sean Kirkpatrick, said that he's not looked at NASA's analysis of the GoFast UFO video, contradicting his previous claims on the matter. ARROW officially debunked the GoFast video based on NASA's analysis. So let's take a little listen to this.
That's a pretty stunning error on NASA's part, I think.
Well, I haven't
planes don't fly in vacuums, right?
I haven't looked at NASA's analysis.
You have not looked at NASA's analysis. Okay.
Where I left that with ARROW was to take the analysis from NASA, double checks everybody, and then
So this was the statement from March, the one prior to, it says up here March.
Put that out.
I haven't looked at NASA's analysis.
Where I left that with ARROW was to take the analysis from NASA, double checks everybody, and then put that out.
Does that not just ring bells for anyone? We've got the head of ARROW, which is the Pentagon's Department of checking UFOs and UAP phenomena, and then them just contradicting themselves, and then the head of ARROW just contradicting himself. It just is so cliche, right? If there was anyone that you were to be like, who in ARROW is lying, it would be the head and director, surely. But anyway, moving forward, Danny Sheehan has also come out in later news, revealing that a secret CIA UFO detection center capable of tracking invisible radar evading objects. So, if there's somewhere that can actually detect these places, are they invisible and radar evading? Well, let's find out.
Well, no, but I do know this. I do know that the Central Intelligence Agency itself has
CIA.
a center that nobody knew about. And actually, most other people don't know about now. That was able to detect UFOs flying around, even when they're fully masked. Even when they're not visible at all, and when they don't show up on any radar. That there is a technology that has been developed. The code name for it is called Golden Domes.
Golden Domes.
And they're able to detect the UFOs of where they're going and coming. So that, and what I'm concerned about is that may be part of the quote kinetic program, to find out where they are. Because if you can find out where they are, then you might be able to engage them in some way to try to bring them down.
So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? When Danny Sheehan, obviously he's very well known on all of this stuff, he's very well versed in pretty much everything. You got to wonder though, if there's no such thing as UFOs, as we're led to believe, why does the CIA need a UFO detection center capable of tracking UFOs that are otherwise radar evading? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because why would you invest all that money that it would take to create this kind of technology? They would probably say off the back of this, well, actually, it's in the best interest of, security, national security, because if someone from another country who wants to do a bombing run, for example, monitor us from a craft that is radar evading, we can actually detect them. When actually, that's probably a load of nonsense, and in fact, what they're after is the UFO baby. Again, what do you guys think? We're going to move on to the next thing. Danny Sheehan, once again, is back in the news. So if you guys remember Jason Sands, he was that UFO whistleblower that came forward not too long ago, And he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna whistleblow the shit out of this stuff. And everyone kind of questioned his actual motives. Everyone questioned his validity, his background, all the rest of it. Well, Patrick from Vetted podcast actually asked if Danny Sheehan will represent Jason Sands. Let's find out what the answer was there.
You know, the last time we spoke, Jason Sands had just come out, and we spoke about that, and you said that he had, you know, come to you, you turned him away, and he has since come out with even more things that he said, more people that he's supposedly connected with. Like, has that changed? Like, have you changed your mind on Jason Sands? Are you reevaluating? Maybe you will represent him?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that, Pat. Which ought to give you some idea.
Never know. Sure. Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Well, that's interesting.
Wow. So, obviously, wasn't at liberty to say anything, but didn't shut it down. Didn't say no, but didn't say yes either. Reading between the lines, it could go one of two ways. You know, I think if he wasn't going to discuss the situation, he would have just been like, no, my thought process hasn't changed whatsoever on this. I'm not representing the guy. But he didn't say that, which makes me wonder, is there some validity? Because obviously, you know, Danny Sheehan, to get him representing you is a pretty big deal. He's quite credible, and to have him represent you means that you have an air of credibility about you, because someone credible is like representing you, obviously. But what does that really mean? Does it mean that, you know, we're gonna see that representation? Does it mean that he actually is more credible than everyone's giving him credit for? Who knows? Who knows? What do you guys think on that, though? Right, we're gonna get onto the breaking story of the last kind of few days. This came out around 24 hours ago on a channel called Ozark Mountain Publishing, but there's a small snippet on Skyfire News that we're going to take a look at, because the full thing is well over an hour long. But it says, new Nimitz UFO witnesses to come forward. Kevin Day, who was in the Navy and present during the 2004 Tic Tac UFO event, says more witnesses from the event will be going public. He warned them to make damn sure you want to do this. Obviously, let's take a little listen.
I got some new witnesses about to come out. I'm not going to reveal anything about them because we're still working it. And I've warned everyone. I've told them, make damn sure you want to do this, because News 8's going to be knocking on your door. You better be sure your family's ready and your employer's ready, because it's going to change your life. It really is. And some of the things that are going to happen to you is going to come out of the blue. And a fact that a lot of this, and I didn't even realize it for a time, I wasn't the only one affected. Nope. We're going to talk a little bit about what happens, because it definitely affected me.
Wow. So obviously, I will leave a link to the full thing down below. I'm not going to check that whole thing out, because I'm sure other people like Patrick from Vetted can give you a far more informed decision on that. I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown about like the what's been going on over the past week. But this is huge, really, when you think about it. You know, like, to think that the Tic Tac UFO incident, obviously still one of the biggest kind of UFO events with like a massive question mark over it. To think that there are more people willing to come forward almost 20 years later. Maybe there were some NDAs that have since expired, perhaps, and, you know, maybe they were waiting for the right representatives to be able to defend them or protect them. Obviously, we know whistleblowers tend to go missing, and in worst case scenarios, or get chucked in prison, or, you know, lose credibility. And this is what this guy was obviously stating, Kevin Day, stating that, you know, be ready for that. Be ready to be discredited. Be ready to be chucked through the ringer, because you are going to be evaluated from head to toe. Your credibility is going to be questioned. Your mental state is going to be questioned. Your actual involvement is going to be questioned. And, you know, all valid points. We've seen it with David Grush. He was put through the ringer. He survived it and has since, you know, gone on to do some great things for the UFO community. But there is some of the biggest news regarding UFOs, UAPs, and the like. Obviously, if you want to check out all of this stuff in greater detail, just search what I've told you about in Google. I'm sure you'll be able to find it. Obviously, the things regarding Danny Sheehan was over on Patrick YouTube channel, so vetted. This one is on Ozark Mountain Publishing YouTube channel. You can check out that full thing. And yeah, what do you guys think of this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump to get the hell out of that like button, subscribe if you're new, tick on my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload to the channel. Until next time, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. Cannot wait to see you in the next one, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.